Have you been wanting to try a beauty subscription box and you don't know where to start? Which ones are better than others? I got you covered. We are going to be talking all the popular beauty subscription boxes as well as lifestyle, a little fragrance too. We'll talk about it in a moment. And we are going to go into detail on them all, and I am going to attempt to rank them in order of my least favorite to favorite and why. So if that interests you, stick around and we're going to dive right into it. So welcome guys. If you're new here, I am Cher, and we do a lot of beauty boxes on my channel. I do spoilers, unboxings, reviews, and try-ons on a lot of the popular ones. And in addition to that, a lot of like some mystery boxes, specialty boxes, you name it. Now, through doing this, it's been a great way to try a lot of different beauty, but I also have become very knowledgeable of all the different ones out there. Some of them I have subscribed to with my own money, and some I get in PR or have gotten in PR. And then there's some that I have checked out but have not taken the plunge, but I'm familiar with it enough to kind of give you info on it. Now, I do have 2 previous videos out there already kind of on the same topic, delving into them all and kind of giving you a comprehensive guide. The first one that I did though was kind of sharing like a breakdown in each one, and I didn't really rank it. I gave my opinion a little bit, but it was kind of more just comparing different boxes. Then the second one that I did, it was probably like a year ago now, where I did attempt to rank them based on my knowledge at the time and what I had actually tried. Since then, however, I have done several more boxes, and there's a couple that I had mentioned before that I'm now getting either in PR or have done with my money. And so I've really been wanting to update that video and give you guys more up-to-date information. So that's what this video is going to be today. You might want to kick back because we're going to delve into each one. I'm going to try to keep it short, but you know, we have a lot of boxes and this is kind of my specialty area for sure. I will go ahead and share my criteria for what I'm judging the rankings on based on my preferences and what I look at. So if you don't want to hear about my criteria and you want to just skip over this part and go straight into the boxes, I do put timestamps down in my captions so that you can just skip through like intros, all right? But I do think it's important to kind of share what my criteria is so you know what I'm basing this on. So for me and my preferences, I am not as into indie brands. I like indie brands because they're very colorful. They have great formula. But I tend towards brands that are probably, I don't know, your mainstream things you can find at like Sephora and Ulta. A little bougie, and I'm a little bit, I love my luxury. I love luxury. I try to bring you guys an array of different options and affordability so that I'm not just all luxury here, but I will tell you that for me personally, I love my luxury. So I do want to give you that disclaimer. I also love a little mix of like both skincare and makeup, but I also really love the boxes that give me some lifestyle too. And one last criteria too, guys, is that in 2025, I've definitely started moving more into conscious beauty. So my biggest kicker of all is if it's cruelty-free. I've pretty much been starting to only shop cruelty-free items. So if a box focuses a lot on cruelty-free and some other parts of conscious beauty, they really get like bonus points for me too right now. So just wanted you to kind of know this is what we're looking at through those lenses so you can understand the reasoning. And that may be different from you and your preferences. So that's why I wanted to kind of have this little intro here. I'm only going to include in my rankings the ones that I have done personally. I'm not going to include ones that I have not done yet and personally tried. And that could either be in PR. I'll let you know when it's PR that I get it in versus when I buy it with my own money. So I'm not going to include anything I have not tried in my rankings. However, I will probably have a part at the end where I still share with you guys some boxes I know of. So you still have that comprehensive list, and just kind of tell you what I know about it and why I have not opted to do it yet. So it might give you a good feel for, even though it's not included in the rankings, it's still, I'm going to give my opinions on it based on my knowledge of it, because I've looked at a lot of boxes, I've covered spoilers on a lot, you name it. All right, so I don't want this skit to be too long of an intro. Let's hop into the boxes now. All right, I have 15 total boxes that I have done personally, either in the past or running currently now. I actually have about 9 right now that I'm doing, either in PR or that I buy with my own money, and I just added a 10th, which I'll tell you about too soon. But I only sticking to all these ones that I have done. These do include mostly beauty, but I also have a fragrance one in there and a fashion one too, as well as a couple of lifestyle ones that include beauty and fashion. So I know I'm lumping a few different things together here. I'm still including them all. I just made that decision just because I wanted to talk about all the subscription boxes in general that are in kind of like the beauty and fashion type niche here. So we're going to kick it off at number 15, last choice for me, and that is the Slay Beauty Box. Now, it's hard because I'm trying to factor in all the thoughts like affordability, the mix of things, all of that. But when I have a really bad taste in my mouth from something that the company did, it's hard for me to rank them any higher than last. And what happened with Slay Beauty Box is they have so much potential and they have a fantastic box, but their customer service is so horrible that it's pointless, because if you sign up for a box, chances are you're not going to get your boxes for like 6 months from now. They have, yeah. And I think they've been trying to change. I've been following them and I know they were trying to hire more people and whatnot, but I still see them struggling with billing issues and having to tell their customers almost every month, okay, these boxes from 3 months ago are now going out to you guys now. And I'm just like, when are they going to get their act together? So this is why it's in last place. But the Slay Beauty Box, this is an all makeup box and it's a lot of indie brands. It's got wonderful brands and formulas in it. So like I said, it has so much potential in my opinion. But you might not ever get to it because you're dealing with your billing issues and dealing with it not even coming in time. So I think that they started off, with a great start, and then something happened along the way where they just don't have the staff to keep up with the demand there. And so at the moment, while their customer service is just so bad, I'm just going to have to rank them last, I'm afraid. I think that their cost is about like $24 or so, which is not badly priced. And with it being an all makeup box, I know I get a lot of questions from folks on what are some good makeup boxes. Some folks just don't want to mess around with skincare, which is what we get in a lot of our boxes. They want all makeup. And it's like, I want to recommend this box and I just can't in good conscience to you guys. So sorry, but I'm going to keep an eye out for if they improve and maybe one day I'll be able to recommend them. This is one that it was not gifted to me in PR directly from them. My friend Mela was subscribing and so she sent me a couple of the boxes and I think she had let the owner know she was doing that so that I could check it out and share it on the channel. So that's where it came from on that one for me. So I never paid for it with my own money, but my Mela did. So another one coming in at number 14. And if you're a fragrance lover, you're going to hate this and you're going to hate them ranking it so low. Scentbird. And so I actually have done Scentbird both with my own money and in PR. I was doing it with my own money to try it when I was first getting into perfume and fragrance. And I was like, wow, let me check this out and start trying some more fragrances. And then eventually they reached out to me and offered me PR as well. And I was thrilled. And then some things started coming to light about the company. Just some, I don't want to get into it too much, but there's just some interesting things from the CEO. She has a TikTok page where she posts a lot of things that are, wow. So there's been a lot of like controversy around the brand and a lot of folks don't want to support it. And I kind of just wanted to back away after that. And so part of it is just a little bit of that mess as to why it's ranking lower for me. But also, now as a fragrance brand, I mean, it was a great way to try different fragrances. And it was a pretty good, you get a pretty good size on everything. Actually, I will show you a few that I got. You're going to get this size. You get a little atomizer whatever they call it, the little case with it. Like in the beginning you do, and then this is what you get each month, and you get to customize it, so you get to choose your scent of the month. And I want to think it was about $15, maybe 15 or $16, something like that. I got my first one for like half off as my first, month, and you can choose to skip it as well, so I do like that. I think what I started not liking as much was a lot of the fragrances I was interested in trying, they didn't have available in their selections, because I really wanted to explore a lot more Middle Eastern brands. I have kind of some scent preferences, and once I ran through those, I just didn't see a lot more that I wanted, and I may not have just known how to search right for it. They did have kind of a customized profile where they help you figure out, like, okay, do you like these kind of notes? And you go through a whole survey, and then they can recommend ones to you. But I just was finding like what I was interested in, and I'd see a lot of fragrances I wanted to try and they weren't there. And I also am really into wanting to try like the latest things that dropped, and they weren't always like up to date on the very latest. And like I'd want things like Kayali, that had just come out. So I ended up finding that it wasn't as beneficial for me. Now I think overall it's still a pretty good one, even though I haven't ranked last or kind of towards the end. I think just in relation to my interests and what I want in a subscription box, I just, I may not want like all fragrance every month. I like beauty boxes that will still give us some fragrance, but with some other things too. So I think that's kind of my perspective on that one. Okay, then a fashion box. Coming in at 13, Stitch Fix. So I had just tried Stitch Fix for the first time, and this is a style box where you kind of put in your profile of like what is your style and everything, and you have a stylist that picks out outfits for you, or clothing items, and then they send it to you and you can select how often you want it. I did it quarterly, and I only did 2 boxes. This one was one I spent with my own money, but I actually just ended up canceling it. And the reason is because it's very expensive. I think that is why I am ranking it pretty low. And also, again, like I said, when I'm looking for some kind of subscription, I kind of like a mix. I want beauty in there too, not just all clothes. I think if you're looking just for a style box, it may be that we want to rank all the style boxes out there separately. I get it, but I still want to include it since I have done it and can give my insight on it. So I just felt like the clothing that itself was so expensive. Now, it was probably like department store prices. So if I was to go to a higher end store to shop, like Dillard's, I'm going to spend those prices, but I never shop at Dillard's personally. Now, I'll spend money on my beauty items. I will. And when you get to another box that I'm going to talk about, you might be like, well, I'm confused. Why would you spend money on that, not the other? We'll talk about it. But in general, I just felt like the material, what you're getting, like I could find some of those items, and I did see some of those items out on Amazon for half the price that Stitch Fix had it listed at. They had good style. They did peg my style. They were able to size to me correctly, but sometimes the material I didn't like. I just felt like it wasn't very flattering material. Sometimes it was very, I don't know. I just felt like for the price, I would have expected a little higher quality. And sometimes on the pants, I felt like it was there. I have a couple of pieces that are favorites that I absolutely love and I get compliments on, but I do feel like I could have gone out and found those things easily on my own, maybe, even though I don't do a lot of shopping, going out in the stores. It was honestly, it came down to the price for me. So that's why it's a little lower. All right, coming in at number 12 now, vegan cuts. Now, I will preface this. I still have not actually done the box, and I know that I said if I do it or not. The reason I'm including it is because I am actually an affiliate for the box, even though I've never done the box. It was one of those things, they gave me a way to do commission and advertise it on my blog when I was kind of first starting off. So that's the only reason I'm considering it, because every month I look at the spoilers and see if I want to get it. So I know how it works and I share about it, but I've never actually been sent it or gotten the box in my hands. I mean, I probably shouldn't include it, but it rounded to the number 15 well to be able to talk about it. And I also want to mention it, and it's ranked a little higher now because of the fact that it is vegan and cruelty free. Um, Reason I have it ranked a little lower though still is because I do just feel like some of the products that are in these boxes are not always ones I'm interested in. But I've still been considering getting the subscription now because of my interest in cruelty-free beauty. And I'm like, I love the fact that you can have a subscription box coming to you, that you don't have to worry about it and think about every product in there. You just automatically know it's already been vetted for you and that everything's cruelty-free and vegan. So there is such a good benefit in that. I just still feel like it's not as exciting items. Sometimes it's brands I never heard of, or it's brands that are just, they're a little too earthy and natural, and I'm still a little bougie. So I think it's just a mix of things in it. And the price is a little higher than some of my other ones where I feel like the products in them just still are not that worth it to me for the price. Well, it's almost $25. I think it's $24.95, but you don't always get like a lot of stuff in it. And again, it's just not the most exciting products to me. They also have a snack box that I still haven't done, but I'm planning to because I actually am vegan now. And so I've been considering signing up maybe at least for the snack box, but I won't be able to talk to that about that one yet because I haven't really checked it out much. But that's kind of where I'm at on the vegan cuts. All right, now we're moving on. We're going to talk about a beauty box again. It's all makeup box this time. Okay, hear me out because I know that there are some Eyescream Beauty Box lovers out there. I'm ranking Eyescream at number 11, which isn't like super low, but it's still not super high for me. Don't get me wrong, this is such a fantastic box. And to be honest with you, most people that come to me asking for an all makeup box, I send them straight to Eyescream. And it's because I have never heard one bad word ever about Eyescream. Everybody loves this box. It is kind of a lot of indie brands though, and a lot of your very colorful makeup. But it's all makeup. You usually get like about 5 items in there, and you usually always get a palette, like an eyeshadow palette or sometimes maybe a face palette. And everybody's usually always like 100% satisfied with the box. And it's another one that I think is $24.25. So it's very affordably priced again, I think. And for what you're getting, I think. The reason it's just lower for me is, like I told you guys, I'm just bougie and I like more luxury items, and I like more kind of your standard, like maybe more big box retailer makeup, which it's just my preference in makeup. I like brands that kind of everybody's heard of out there and that's very wearable. Like I'm not into as much color and all of that. So for me, it's not the box for me because of my preferences. So I was getting it with my own money, and I had it a good long year, 2-year subscription. I just now ended it only because I was finding I was skipping a lot, just because I have so much makeup that was coming from them, which was all fantastic. It really was, and it was like great formulas and all, but I never reached for it. And so I was like, I keep decluttering Eyescream Beauty Box products, so it's time for me to end it. So that's why it's low for me. But honestly, if indie makeup is your thing, you will absolutely love the Eyescream Beauty Box, and it may be your number 1. Just above that, I have coming in at number 10, the Chic Beauty Box, which is also an all makeup box as well. I have gotten this one in PR in the past. It's a bi-monthly subscription, so you get it every other month, not every month. And so I think it's a little pricier at $30, $35. I'll put it on the screen. I'm going from memory, but it's a little higher priced than like the Eyescream. But in this one, you have a mix of makeup. I've noticed sometimes you get indie brands, but a lot of times you get things like NARS, MAC, Bare Minerals, things like that. So a little higher end, a little bit more of the norm, I think, things that a lot more people have heard of, shoppable items. And so that's why I ranked it just a little higher than Eyescream, just because the mix of things was more my style. So I like this one, but I do feel like, it's a little pricier than some of your other boxes, being more in the 30s, and the fact that it's bi-monthly, so you're only getting it 6 times a month, not 12. And I think a lot of people sign up wanting a monthly subscription or if it's a much pricier one, than a quarterly one. So those are maybe some of the drawbacks to me. But overall, I really liked the box. All right, coming in at number 9, I'm ranking the Walmart Beauty Box next. I had this one a lot lower before because, like I said, I'm a luxury girl, so I don't get as excited sometimes from drugstore makeup, but Walmart's been putting a lot of fun things in there, that a lot of personal care too. A lot of the items I get in Walmart are so usable for me, like I'm using it all. So I think that's what it is and they're good about having a mix. Lately, it's only been about 5 items. It used to be more. I feel like they've pared back on how many they're putting in the box, but it is the most affordable box out there, guys. It's only $6.98 a quarter. They did have an upgrade box too, but I haven't heard much on that. I used to get it in PR also. I do get the Walmart one in PR. But I don't know what's going on with the upgrade box these days. I haven't seen spoilers for it either. So I don't know if it's going away or if it's been on pause or what, but their base box is $6.98 a quarter, and it's just all the beauty you can find at Walmart. And it's, like I said, a pretty good mix. You sometimes get like nails, hair care, shampoo, personal care like deodorant, body glimmers, uh, uh, makeup. You've even gotten like scrunchies, things like that. So I feel like I always use everything in it. And for only like $6, almost $7, I'm like, come on, you just get so much for the price. Like $7 every few months is nothing. So it's pretty awesome. I don't love that it's quarterly though. I think they should make it a monthly box too. Or, you know, skippable where you can choose your options, I guess. But so that's another downside also. But overall, you get a lot for what you're paying, I think. So I'm kind of taking into account the affordability of it. All right, next I'm ranking Medusa's Makeup Beauty Box, coming in at number 8. I do get this one in PR also, and I've only recently started getting it. I've gotten it in the last few months. At first, I would have ranked it a lot lower because when you first see it, you kind of do get this feel of like almost kind of juvenile, or like maybe it's good for preteens or what have you. The packaging is like, you know, it doesn't look fancy like I'm kind of drawn to sometimes. And the makeup in there tends to be mostly their brand, like all one brand, but sometimes they'll have a few other items in there from other like indie brands especially. But it's really come to grow on me to where I'm ranking it higher because I have found some things that I really love from them. A lot of like their single eyeshadows, little glitters and toppers. And I do love that kind of stuff. And I will, even though I would normally say, oh, colorful makeup that I don't wear much, I do wear toppers. I love pretty shimmery things. And I also am really loving like kind of minimalist sometimes and things that are one and done and good for travel. And they've had some really pretty wearable things in it. On top of that, it is all vegan and cruelty free. So I love kind of what they stand for. And so I can know that it's conscious beauty for me also. So I've kind of been ranking it higher lately. But I think it is still like, it's not for everyone because, you know, you're not going to get your high-end brands in it or anything. It's going to be for the fun and playful and colorful and like, you know, indie lovers too kind of makeup. Okay, this is where we're starting to get so tough to like rank, guys. I'm really struggling because everything else from here on is what makes me so excited, makes me like, woo, look so forward to it all. I'm going ahead and gonna say New Beauty Test Tube next, ranking at number 7. It is a fantastic subscription. It's quarterly, and this is mostly your skincare box for sure. If you want quality and sometimes like derma grade, you know, skincare, like medical grade sometimes, but just really good quality skincare, excellent box. This is from New Beauty Magazine. You always get a magazine with it as well, but it's quarterly, so it's 4 times a year, and it's all skincare. So if you're not into skincare, you're not going to like it. But and I think that's partly why I'm ranking it just a little lower, is just because I do love boxes that have a little bit of everything. That's kind of more where I'm coming from. And so since this is just all skincare, not as fun for me. But it's amazing skincare. So it's been a wonderful addition. I just signed up for it recently, got the Black Friday deal on it. So I do get it with my own money, but it's been fantastic. It's just, again, if you're not into skincare. Now, I paid like 100 something for the Black Friday deal. Normally it's like $200 or $300 a quarter. So a little pricier, but you can wait and get it on these deals like this. So I'm probably judging it from like what I spent on it, which was hardly anything. So for an entire year, I only spent like 100 something. If you're paying the full price on it, I might judge it a little differently. I mean, it's still like decent because you're getting so much amazing, good quality, high-end skincare. So you're saving so much by getting this subscription. So if that's your thing, you're going to love this box. Next one, I'm going to rank Ipsy number 6. Ipsy's just so hit or miss for me as far as the excitement of it. I do get Ipsy and PR, and I have in the past always gotten all 3 boxes, the Icon Box, the BoxyCharm, and Glam Bag. And Ipsy's a whole, like, we could spend a whole video just explaining Ipsy. So I don't want to get into too much detail, but you have Icon Box is your luxury box. That's a quarterly one, and that's your high-end one. I think they've gone up to $65 now a quarter on it. Then you have BoxyCharm. They just went up on it to $32 a month. That's your monthly one. You're going to get 5 full-size items in it. And in the Icon Box, you get like 8, I think, full-size products. And then your lower like level is the Glam Bag, and this is deluxe sizes, and it is $15 a month. So that's just kind of like your way to sample things. So I could kind of take it on all 3 boxes. I probably should judge it more by box rather than by the brand, but I'm just going to kind of stick with like Ipsy as the brand, because the way it works sometimes is if you sign up for the Icon Box, it's going to replace whatever other box that you have. Like, for example, if you already have BoxyCharm, it's going to replace your BoxyCharm that month. If you have Glam Bag, it'll replace your Glam Bag that month. So I kind of look at Ipsy as a whole. I'm ranking it a little higher, but not at the highest, because I love the mix of things in it, because you get a mix of makeup and hair and skincare, and they've had a lot of fragrance lately too. So you're getting a good mix of like everything in there. You usually don't get all skincare or all makeup or all one thing. So I love that about it. I like that it's still priced kind of decently, I think, for what you're getting. And I love, like, my favorite one, of course, is Icon Box, the luxury one. But I also love BoxyCharm too. I'm not like quite as into Glam Bag. If I had to rank it based on Glam Bag, it would rank lower for me. And I think it's because, well, and it's all deluxe sizes, so it's an affordable way to kind of like try a bunch of different things. Here's the downsides to, and this is with Ipsy as a whole, in all the boxes, honestly. They'll usually give you, on average, I find that there's maybe a couple items in there that I get really excited about and that are awesome. And then the rest are just kind of so-so. They're like brands I never heard of, which isn't always a bad thing. It does let you try new brands, but for me, like, I like ones that we've heard of. I want ones I want to be able to try that I can go order again, especially, and know where to order them. Sometimes we get discontinued things a lot in Ipsy too, or Ipsy exclusive things. I don't like that as much either. I like things where I can try it to know I'm going to go reorder it again one day, or I can recommend it to you guys. So that's kind of how it's hit or miss with Ipsy, I feel, is like I love the array of things. Also keep in mind, and we've talked about this in all my Ipsy videos, is that I get it in PR. So I still have not done it myself where I paid my own money. So I don't make my own choices on everything. I don't customize, and I also don't get to add add-ons and shop the drop shop. So there's a lot of these other perks of being a member of Ipsy that I hear from all of my audience that that's the best part of it. And you can skip, I think, if I remember that correctly, guys. So I think like the best perks about Ipsy is all these extra things. So like they have great deals in their shop. And if you're a member, you can access them. And so that's one of the things I like about boxes too, is when you can customize. And so with Ipsy, you get, depending on the box, like Icon Box, you have the most customizations, I think. But it's not like the whole box is customized. It's only like half the box is customized. And then in BoxyCharm, I think you get 2 or 3. I always forget. I get it mixed up. And then in Glam Bag, I think you just get one that's customized. So it's a partially customized box. So a lot of these other ones were not as customized. I mean, Scentbird was, you're going to pick your scent of the month and it's just one scent, you know. Eyescream had started customizing a little bit where you have like one item in there that you get to choose. Usually it's the palette, but you'd be choosing between like 2 different palettes, sometimes of the same brand. So it's not like a fully customizable thing. It's just like a little new thing they had started doing. I forgot to mention that on the ice cream part. But most of these that I had mentioned were not customizable ones yet. Coming in at number 5, this used to be my number 2, but now I'm ranking at number 5 just because I've done some other ones I love now. So number 5, I'm ranking Macy's Beauty Box. Okay, so I absolutely love the Macy's Beauty Box. Like I said, luxury girl here, and this is my luxury box that's monthly. This is where I know I'm going to get to try all the bougie brands that I am dying to try. The downside of it and what I don't love about the box, well, 2 things. One is that it's not skippable, and 2 is that it's all sample sizes. So I don't love the sample sizes. It's tiny sometimes. Sometimes we just get little foil packets, which is what you can get in the store sometimes, is like free samples if you go in, you know. So like in our beauty box, there's times where we get things we should be getting for free, right? But other times we might get a little bit larger tube that will last me. I have gotten some nice things like the LMS cleansing balm that lasts me a full month, you know, in the container they got me. So there's times where you really benefit, but some of the sizes are just so small. So I don't love a box that's just all sample sizes personally. But man, if Macy's was in a full size for a decent price, it would probably be my number 1 favorite box of all because of the luxury things they get. Now, a couple other notes though on it. Lately, they've been doing a lot of takeover boxes where you have like all one brand that they feature for the month. Don't love those quite as much because if you don't love the brand, you're like, ugh. And then the second thing is that it used to be our good fragrance box. We always got at least one fragrance of the month in that one to sample. And they were, you know, always your luxury, you know, good perfumes and whatnot to try, but they just haven't been doing as many lately. And we've all been wondering what's going on, Macy's. So I've kind of had it drop in my rankings just a little bit, but overall it's fantastic. It's $15 a month. Yeah. And you usually get like 5 or 6 items or so in there. And then you also always get a little bonus item too, which I do love. Sometimes it's like a makeup bag. Sometimes it's a skincare tool. I've even heard people say they've gotten underwear before, fancy underwear, sleep masks, hair clips, you name it. So it's always fun to get that like bonus item too. All right, coming in at number 4. This was so hard to rank at number 4. This is where it's just, I'm struggling. And I still am going back and forth. But I think number 4, I'm going to say P. Louise. So I finally got around to trying P. Louise. I had always wanted to do it. It's so cute. And I finally did it. I signed up for the 6-month bundle. So you can either do like an ongoing monthly subscription, or you can do the subscription more where you pay all up front and then they'll give it to you for that amount of months. It's nice to do that because you kind of save a little bit on the fees. My cat is interested too. He's like, oh yeah. But anyway, so the downsides of P. Louise though is it's international for me. So it's because it's out of the UK and they don't do the budget box out of the US office. So I'm having to wait for it to get here, go through customs, and I have to pay the fees on the extra customs and shipping because of that. And then also they do their box a month behind. So whenever you're getting, say, the January box, you get the January box not until February. And a lot of times it's at the end of the month because they don't ship out till like the 10th. So I don't love that either, is that we're always like almost a month behind, or a month and a half, almost 2 months behind on the boxes. But they're still somewhat season appropriate for when you're actually getting it. I just wish they'd call it that month box. So anyway, those were a couple of the downsides. Also, maybe another of the downside is it's all the P. Louise brands. So you're only getting one brand. And I do like my subscription boxes to kind of be a mix of different brands. So that's maybe the other part that I'm looking at too. But besides that, it's so worth it for the downsides. It is an amazing box. The cutest stuff. It's mostly makeup, but sometimes a little of their skincare too. A lot of their like lip treatments, and the palettes are all incredible. They do things like the storybook palettes. I'm going to show you. Like for example, these amazing little, they're like a book of palettes, and each page is a different palette. So let me show you here. I mean, how cute is that? Can anybody really resist that? Yes, I know it's very bulky, but it is so adorable. And all of their packaging is like this. It's all fun, like girly girl packaging. The formula is amazing on everything. And they do a lot of these kind of bundles of palettes. Sometimes, you know, like one month we got a lot of like, we got lip palettes and a whole bundle of lip pencils, and another month we got brow palettes. So it's also kind of designed a lot for makeup artists sometimes, and I am a freelance makeup artist, so it's been fantastic for me. But at the same time, they got a lot of amazing things for personal use too. I think it's a good mix of both, but it's an incredible box. US pricing, I believe it was close to $40, the equivalent of their pounds, like $39 or something, but you spend less if you get it as a bundle, like less per box. So it just depends on the option you sign up for, but absolutely fantastic. It was hard to rank it at 4, but I think we're going to put it at 4. Now, number 3, again, I'm struggling with where to put it, but all right, I'm going to say the Curateur Box, which is from Rachel Zoe. I recently signed up for that one too. It's more of a lifestyle box also. It's got a lot of beauty and fashion, and it's a curated box of things that like from the Rachel Zoe style. You get a little bit of her stuff in there, but other brands too. And this one was hard not to rank number 1 for me because when this box comes, I squeal. But the reason I'm not ranking it number 1 is because of the price of it. Now it's like all very luxury high-end things in there and kind of styled by her. So it's just extra amazing. I love the mix of it. And for me, it's worth the price, but I just overall, I don't feel like it's a high price. It's a very expensive box. So I have to really decide, like, do I really love it that much? At the moment I do, but I could see over time after you get a few of these boxes. I've only gotten 2 so far, so that's why I'm saying this, that I could see how over time you might get tired of paying that much money for it. It's quarterly, and it's partly customizable too. So you'll have like a couple of items that you choose between, or a couple of slots where you choose between a couple of items, and then everything else is picked out for you. But it's usually really good stuff, and you got kind of a mix of like some fashion items. I've gotten sunglasses, I've gotten a shawl thing, a poncho, I've gotten jewelry a few times, I got a purse one time that I still just absolutely love. Everything that I wear from this box, I always get compliments immediately everywhere I go. And then the beauty mix that's in there too is all amazing brands too. I got Lawless, I got Barbara Sturm as a bonus item for re-signing. So I am very happy with the mix of things in there. Again, it's just that it is extremely expensive. I think it's 100 something for each box. I'm going to put the price on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's more expensive than most of the boxes. All right, coming in at number 2. This is another one that has slipped just a teeny, but only by like 1. Last year it was my number 1. And that is going to be Allure Beauty Box. Now, it's only because my number 1 is like, woo. So the Allure Beauty Box has been a favorite, and I think it's just so popular with everybody. I think it's because it's another one kind of similar to the test tube, that it has very quality skincare. It's definitely a heavy skincare box, but this one, unlike test tube, is a mix of things too. You do still get makeup sometimes, you get hair products, you get, now the test tube you get hair products too, I forgot to mention, but you get hair, you know, you will get like other things in there too. So it's a mix of different products. And I feel like with it being monthly and being priced really well, it's priced at only $25 a month. I just feel like that's a good price for what you're getting. You get 6 items in there. 3 of them are guaranteed full size. The downside is it's not always the fullest size. Usually they do kind of jip you on which size it is. They used to guarantee over 150 retail value, but lately I feel like it's only been about 100 retail value. So I feel like they're slipping a little bit, and we've all been talking about this. So if they don't start getting their act together soon, I might rank them lower. But what I love about Allure is their member store too. And by the way, I don't get this one in PR. I spend my own money on it, but their shop and their limited edition boxes is where it's at. That's why I'm ranking this so high, is that everything is vetted by Allure, you know, the Best of Beauty Awards and all of that, if you've heard of them. And it's, you know, the Allure magazine, and it's very like a prestigious award given to brands, and it's just they are the ones who've really like gone forward and like vetted and tried these and vouched for these products. And it's usually really good products, and a lot of products people really are interested in. So in the past, it's been a really good mix of things. Sometimes it's just hit or miss on the months, you know. And so I love the mix of items that we get. And I love that it's not all sample sizes though, like the Macy's box, and it's not all deluxe sizes like the Ipsy. It's like truly, you know, you get some full sizes in there. And then even your deluxe ones that you get on the side are usually a decent amount at least. So it's not just sample usually, where it's like 2 squirts out of a little foil pack and you're done. You do actually get more out of their deluxe sizes. So I think it's just the perfect mix for me of quality brands in beauty and items that I want to try out, but then also so well priced and a mix of sizes. And it's not customizable though, is a downside too. Everybody gets the same thing. However, sometimes, like ever so often, there are some months where we have an item that's customizable, and they'll usually tell you like a month ahead, we're going to get like certain lip balms and you're going to get to choose your color. It's usually like a shade that you're customizing, not like a choice between brands and different products. Whereas with like Ipsy, for example, you're choosing between all different products. Like you're going to choose this brand skincare and this brand makeup. Whereas with like Allure's customization, it's usually within the brand, like within the product itself, just your shade that you're choosing. So, but overall, I absolutely love it, but it really is the limited edition boxes that you score on with it, because they do a lot of these specialty boxes that you can get through the member store that are so, so good. The Best of Beauty Box, Holiday Box. I just got the fragrance box on the way. Amazing. So that's partly why I'm ranking it so high. And then now, are you ready for my number one? All right, number one, coming in at number one, drum roll please, FabFitFun. Now, I've been hearing from some folks though that like, since I haven't always done FabFitFun, I think it's gone downhill for some people. I don't know. For me, it's still exciting, and I will give the disclaimer, I get it in PR. So I just recently started getting it, and as a matter of fact, my last video last year, I was not getting it yet. I had not paid for it or gotten in PR. I still had it included in my rankings since I had covered the spoilers and stuff on them and knew about it and how it worked. And I had just wanted to include it because I knew about it. But now I actually have gotten it. I think I've gotten, this is my 3rd box now, if I remember correctly. I think I've gotten 3 boxes now. And I still continue to absolutely love it so much. I squeal about as much as when I get my Rachel Zoe box. I think like I get more excited about my Rachel Zoe, but the reason that FabFitFun's ranking higher is because it's better priced than Rachel Zoe. You get a lot more, you got a lot more perks of it. So with FabFitFun, what I love the most about it is it's 100% customizable. And so you're choosing from so many different products, so many different, and there are so many good choices. And then if you can't choose between those, you can do add-ons, and you can still really score big with the add-ons because it's such a good deal on like designer things sometimes. And you have a mix of everything. You got kitchen items, fitness stuff, beauty and skincare and makeup and hair items, but then also fashion stuff. I've gotten sunglasses and purses and bags and jewelry. So it's just exactly what I'm looking for. I love the whole mix of everything, and I love customizable. And yes, it's still a little higher up there price-wise. I think it's 69 now. I'll put the price again on the screen too for you, but it's quarterly. So you are like still, you're not paying for that every month. And then I think just what you're saving, like what all these things are actually worth is just like, wow, you're getting so much in savings. So I think that just overall, it's my favorite. I think completely. I've heard from a few of you guys though that some of the downsides are sometimes the really popular items sell out. And I understand that I'm not seeing it from that perspective since I get it in PR. I'm probably getting the cream of the crop ahead of everyone. It is just the nature of getting it in PR a lot of times. So I do understand, like, I did want to kind of mention that part as a possible downside, you know, if you want to know about the box, that I've heard that from a few people in the audience. But overall, it's my favorite. All right, so that is my rankings, guys. Let's talk for just a moment about a few others that I have not done and I wanted to mention. The first one is Better Beauty Box. This is the one I have just signed up for that I have on the way, but since I have not done it yet, I didn't include it in my rankings. This is from Cruelty Free Kitty, which is a great resource for checking all the brands out there to see if they are cruelty free. And so it's a box that's curated of all guaranteed cruelty free items and has gone through the Cruelty Free Kitty like site. I decided to go for it and I cannot wait. So I'll definitely be bringing you an unboxing of it. I think it was 30, like it's a little higher than some of the other boxes though, like 35, 34 monthly. So that's the only downside. I think it's a little pricier than a lot of these other standard ones we got, but it's a mix also of beauty items. So I cannot wait. And I kind of looked at some of the past boxes and there are a lot of brands I'm familiar with. A lot of them I've bought with my own money before. So I know that it's brands that I like, but I'm just so happy for a way to start trying a lot more cruelty-free beauty because that's kind of what I'm on a quest for on my channel now. Another one I was really looking to do is the Beauty Fix, which is from Derm Store. I'm still on the fence on that one. I may break down. I don't know. I think it's about 30 something as well. Put the price. What I didn't like about it is that you pay for shipping unless you spend a certain amount. So this one has been dubbed as like really similar to the Allure Beauty Box. It's your skincare box too. Really good, high quality, similar to Test Tube also. But what I didn't like about it was it's a higher price than Allure and shipping fees. And so I love that Allure is free shipping. And that's part of why I haven't done it yet. And I think what I'm going to do is just, there's a lot of specialty boxes they have through the Derm Store too. And it's kind of like a store, basically, a lot of brands there. And I'm probably just going to shop through the store for other things and maybe not their membership. There's also Birchbox that went away for a while and now it's back again, and I've been hearing mixed reviews on it, so that's why I haven't taken the plunge. It looked like it's decently priced. Was it 16? I'll put that price on here too. Mix of a few items, but they're not very clear as to what all they offer. Like I can't get good spoilers off of it. I can't really get a good feel for it, but I've been kind of checking it out. But some people have said they've gotten some good stuff lately now that they've come back, and some have said it's a flop. So I don't know if it's any better this round yet or not, but I figured I'd mention it. I've heard of Goldie Box from one of you guys that recommended it. So I checked it out because it's supposedly cruelty free and all. It looked pretty good, but it just wasn't a mix of things that I'm not interested in. It's a lot of brands kind of similar to like vegan cuts that I just hadn't heard of. Like it looked neat, but I wasn't terribly interested in it. And then there is a K Beauty Box. I cannot remember the name of it. I'm going to put it on the screen. My friend Amanda on her channel, Amanda Harrison, she's at Miss Manda. She features it there every month, and I've had my eye on it. So if you're really into K Beauty, check that one out too. But that was everything. I wanted to kind of provide you the rankings of everything I've done and a few more that I haven't done, but I know of if you're on the hunt for beauty boxes. So that gives you another lead to check out. I hope that was really helpful for you guys. I hope it was even better this time because I'd done more boxes and only vouched for the ones I've tried other than vegan cuts. yeah, so let me know which ones are your favorite. And if you agree with my rankings, I'd love to hear. I will try to put all of the links and information in my caption for you to go get, see it more in detail. You can check out any of those links. Some of them I might be able to get a commission off of, just to let you know. Some of them I don't, but I'm still going to try to list them all out for you to be able to find them, whichever one is right for you. And yeah, so I know this was long, but it was necessary because this is my #1 question often on my channel, and I wanted it to be serve as a good guide for you. So if you love more beauty box content, you want to see the spoilers, unboxings, reviews, try-ons, all the buzz, and you love conscious beauty, you definitely want to stick around here, pop that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.